Very late today. I do apologise, but I have been in lots of meetings, so I do have a really good excuse with all the other teachers. So apologies, but I'm doing it now. So I'm going to go straight into this digraph today because it's quite a tricky one. The last three digraphs sometimes we forget, and this is one in particular that seems to cause a few problems. It's you, as in I want to have a barbecue with you and you and you. So it's hard to think of words that you can read that include this digraph. But I do have two. Now they look quite tricky, but I think if we break them down, you'll be able to do them, to read them. Now this is a digraph that we are going to practice. We've already done it, but we're going to practice again either Wednesday or Friday. And it's argue, argue, argue. We don't like it, but you may argue perhaps with your brothers and sisters, or perhaps even mummy and daddy. Argue, and sometimes I argue with Mr. Keegan. Now this is a tricky one as well. It's got four sounds, one of them being the digraph, and it's value, value, value. So those are tricky ones, and we've also got, I'll write them down for you. So we've got you, and I'm going to try and join that digraph, and I'm going to show you how to do that again in a moment. So that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we said argue is another one. Can you see this down here? If I move this screen, there we go. I'm going to join that digraph. Remember, it goes under the line. And ew. Remember, we go across like that. So that's got 1, 2, 3 sounds. Now I'm going to show you how to join that digraph. And I have to say, your writing has been blowing me away so much neater than mine. It's amazing. If I was writing it, I would start at the top, go down, all the way back down, and then this is the tricky bit. This is when I go to the middle, and then I go across. Can you see I go across, and then I go around like that. Ew. Now, all I want you to do for me today, because I want to move on in a moment to something else, I want you to find one more word that's got that digraph. One more word. See if you can find one for me. I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. Or when sometimes they play a game with a stick, the stick is sometimes called a little think. Okay, and will you have a little think what else you can find? Now, the other thing I want to do with you this week is in your learning lab, which was also posted a bit late because I just don't know where the time went this morning. On a call, and then I realised it was very late, so I posted it now. But instead of the tricky, I've given you 3 tricky word activities like last week. One of them, fill in the missing tricky word. Another one is the tricky word search. And the third one is to write out the tricky words, like a look, cover, write, check, tricky word. But instead of giving you blending this week, words that you can blend. You remember I had the digraphs that we've been practicing? I changed it, and I wanted you to learn about number words, because this is one of the things you have to learn in reception, is not just to recognise the numbers, but you have to be able to read the number words. That's one of the things I tick off when I'm looking at how much you know when you leave reception. So I'm going to turn my board around. Don't forget now, put that circle map in your book, and then you've got to fill in one more word, and I've given you some ideas, haven't I? Now this, I have to move my board across. I don't think you can see it all, can you? There we go, move my phone across. Now, Having a bit of trouble today, aren't I? There we go. That's a bit better. Can you see? So these are our number words, and these are the words I want you to learn and to practice in your home learning book. But in the learning log I wrote that I want you to be able to read the words first. That's the main thing, is time you leave reception you should be able to read the number words, and then when you're happy with that you could practice like you've been doing, get an adult to read the number, say the number, and you try and write the word. So these are a bit messy, but I was worried we'd run out of time, so we're learning from 1 to 10, and some of those numbers you can sound out. 10. Let's do 10. It's got 3 sounds. Can you see? Told you I was having trouble today. It's one of those days, isn't it? There we go. 10 is just got 3 sounds. T, e, n. What we call a CVC word. Consonant, vowel, consonant. So t, e, n. So I've been a bit rushed. I haven't drawn my lines. I'm going to draw them in now so you can see them. So I was writing 10 is t, e, n. And that's 1 you can sound out. What other word can you sound out? 6. That's another one. I don't really like this word. I tried to ban it. Easy, but I think it's easy for you. 6. 6. X. And both of these have got 1, 2, 3 sounds, so they're quite simple to sound out. Now you could even do 3. E. Sound that out. No problem. 3. Let me move my board and my numbers. There we go. Can you see them? Let's move this board. Can you see it? There we go. 3. So 3 can also be sounded out. E. Oh, Miss Keegan, you didn't join that. E. I'll join this one. So that's got, oh, I'm going to rub that out because that was terrible. Start at the top, down, up, down, and then cross. So, E. Okay, 3. So some of them, though, you can't sound out. They are just called tricky words. So 2, you've been practicing the tricky word 2, but this 2 is different again. This one is different again. It's t-oo. It sounds like you would spell it like this, isn't it? Ooh. Ooh, but it's not. It's got a w in the middle. 2. It's tricky, isn't it? That's why it's tricky. Now, I've put those other ones in there. 5, 4, or, no. And it's spelled like this. You just got to learn it. And 5, I've. You can sound out some of it. I. You think it's an I digraph? It's not. It's the name of the letter. It's got a magic E. And that changes that letter to this. Instead of a sound, you say the name. 5. I'm going to run out of time soon. You got 6. 7. You can sound out. N. You could do that one. 8. Really tricky to spell. A. You think it's A. It's not. It's this one. 8. It's so tricky. 8. I'm going to quickly, and then 9. You think it's I, Captain? No. It's not. It's that magic E again that makes it, instead of the name, the sound is the name. And then 7. Now, I want you to practice those.